Good morning. Happy Monday. It is March 31st. I am having the hardest time getting the words from my brain to come out of my mouth in a normal way. So if this sounds like a hot, rambling mess, I apologize. There is so much going on in the planets right now, and we are seeing a big collective shift. Now, I'm going to point this out with Neptune now in Aries as of yesterday morning. It's short-lived, where it's going to station retrograde and around 2 degrees and move back into Pisces for a while before it moves back into Aries. I don't even know when. I think it's next year. I don't even know at this point. There's just so much going on. So pay attention to what comes up in the realm of your intuition, your creativity, your illusions and delusions, your faith, your deeply held beliefs. As we go through these next few months, right, there's going to be a lot of people who normally thrive on wearing a mask of kindness that is not real. They're really going to struggle with this. Neptune in Aries makes it a whole lot harder to keep lies straight because Aries is an impulsive sign. It acts without thinking. It is the baby of the zodiac, so it's got like this immature type of energy to it. It doesn't really think things through. So we're going to see a lot of people starting to dig their own graves if they haven't already. Right now, it is being ruled by Mars in Cancer. So for the next couple of weeks, as Mars finishes out that transit through Cancer, there's going to be a lot of it's going to be driven by emotions, by anger, by wanting to fight for your family, wanting to fight for your home. There's also a lot of connection to the past here as well, because Cancer has a very nostalgic type of energy to it as well. Now today, the moon is in Taurus. It's not making any aspects, so there's nothing holding it down. There's nothing like saying, hey, talk about this or think about this. It's kind of all over the place, but it is exalted in Taurus. It likes to be there. It keeps our emotions more grounded and calm, right? So people are a little less likely to lash out under a Taurus moon. And it's being ruled by Venus retrograde, which is now back in Pisces, where it is also exalted. And Venus is conjunct the North Node. So there's likely to be anything that people have been rethinking, the clarity that they've gotten. They may be wanting to kind of come out and talk about it. There could be apologies in the air. There could be people kind of listening to their intuition a little better, following their intuitions a little better when it comes to like their emotional state. But of course, now we've made that switch. We had Venus and Mercury station retrograde in Aries move back into Pisces, and now Neptune, the ruling planet of Pisces, is in Aries. So we're being active with this Neptunian energy, but we're also still kind of reverting backwards through those retrogrades that are now happening in Pisces. So it's like being active about the past. So today you could see people start to want to talk about things. There could be apologies coming. There could be confessions coming. You could definitely see that in the air. I personally say let people talk, but you don't have to. That's up to you. If people have done you dirty, while they owe you an apology, you do not owe them forgiveness. That is completely up to you. But we also have Saturn in a sextile to Uranus. So Uranus is shaking things up in our world of finances and comfort and stability and things of that nature. It's really making the collective uncomfortable, obviously. And that's opening up this opportunity to practice your boundaries, practice your emotional boundaries, your intuitive boundaries. It's also an opportunity to make your dreams a reality, especially with Neptune and Aries. Like that's taking action on your dreams. So really kind of today's a good day to kind of go with the flow for sure and like let things happen as they're going to happen. But also make sure that you're listening to your intuition, you're having good boundaries. They will likely be tested. You don't owe anybody your time if you don't have it to give, if you don't have the energy to give. But you will probably start seeing people coming back around over the next few days to want to talk about things. So just keep that in mind and think about like how you would handle that if it does come back up. Okay. So let's pull some cards for today. The energy. Oh, that's a whole lot. It's throwing all kinds of them. That was actually a Seven of Pentacles and Queen of Wands. That's like taking action on clearing out your space. Okay. But that's just one card, please. It's the energy for the collective today. And now it gives me nothing. Seven of Pentacles. So again, clearing out your space. This is really that weeding the garden, right? So giving this action-oriented energy to Neptune is really good about like cleaning out the old things so that you have room to grow. We've spent the last 14 years in this space of I just want to feel good, right? Kind of leaning into whatever feels comfortable and dreamy and everything. Now we need to put that into action, and you're going to have to clear some old stuff out to start making that action happen, okay? So you're really starting to feel that energy of clearing out old things, old thoughts, old hurts, old traumas, just stuff, literal stuff in general. So there's just this energy of it's time to change something so that I can keep moving forward. Okay, what to focus on today? What to focus on today? Now, I am a firm believer in empathy, okay? Even with people that maybe don't deserve empathy, they do. Because people have been in a space of delulu for so long, and they're going to be like smacked in the face with reality, and they're going to need that empathy, okay? And I know it's hard to give, but sometimes you got to give it, okay? Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning, and that's exactly where we're at. We're in a collective new beginning with Neptune now being at that 0 degrees of Aries. If you have placements in 0 degrees of the signs, you're going to be feeling this right away. My Venus is at 0 Scorpio. That's an inconjunct. So there's something I'm going to have to let go of in order to be able to move forward, right? So this is, really think about that. If you have personal placements in that 1st degree, you're going to be seeing the actions of this right away. Chance is pretty good. Most people around you are not. And that's going to be where you're having a lot of people tell you you're crazy. Okay, just keep that in mind. You're just experiencing it before everybody else does because it is hitting you immediately. In fact, you've probably already been feeling it building up. But today we're focusing on that new start, how you can move forward with your intuition, with your creativity, and with your faith and things of that nature. Okay, what to avoid today? What does collective need to avoid today? Justice. This is what I'm saying. I know I'm about as petty as they come, and sometimes I really want to just tell people, I told you so, right? But there are times where we've got to learn that I told you so is not the appropriate thing here. Letting people fall on their face is not always the appropriate thing. We have to understand that there's a large portion of the collective that has been fooled for a very long time. And that is not their fault. That is the world around them that did that to them. They have been in situations where they've been sheltered, they've been abused, they've been brainwashed, whatever. And that is not their fault. And sometimes we need to have empathy for that. Like I said, I know it's really, really hard considering everything that we're seeing going on in the world. But that's really just the way that we're called to be. It's just be empathetic to other people. When they start to get that reality smacking them in the face that they've been ignoring for so long, it's time to take a step back. This is not the I told you so moment. This is the I am so sorry that you're going through this time, okay? Bottom of the deck is Temperance. So yeah, there is this balance. There is this turning the ugly into something pretty type of energy, or into something useful. There's a lot of things that are about to start happening in the collective, and it's going to be difficult, and we need to learn to be there for each other. Even if we don't agree now, eventually we're going to need each other, okay? Clarifiers for our Seven of Pentacles. It's going to get really hard for people to lie. That's all I'm saying, is it's going to get masks are really going to start dropping here pretty soon, okay? Our clarifiers for the Seven of Pentacles. What are we clearing out? What are we getting rid of in our life so that we can move forward? We have Six of Wands and Seven of Swords. This is like confirmation of your intuition, right? You've been saying for a hot minute, this person is shady as shit, this environment is toxic as hell, and everybody else around you is like, no, it's not. You're paranoid, you're crazy, whatever, right? And now we're seeing that you were right the whole time, right? And you've got that victory there. You were right the whole time. This is like, it's giving you the courage and the strength to move forward, listening to your intuition, okay? Bottom of the deck. I'm telling you, the words, I'm struggling with the words ever since Mercury moved back into Pisces. Clarifiers for the Ace of Pentacles. Clarifiers. Oh, we have Nine of Wands, so that is being guarded. Having that guard up, having those boundaries, protecting what you're building. And Three of Swords. Yeah. All right, so who is coming around offering you this new beginning? Are you trying to plant your own seed, your own new beginning here, right? This is that testing your boundaries, right? Making sure that you've got these good, strong boundaries against the emotional heartache, right? Like I said, I think that a lot of people are reviewing a lot of things with these retrogrades, and again, we might have people coming back around to apologize or whatever. You do not owe the person that caused you this pain. You need to still have those boundaries with them. As much as I think a lot of people are going to initially feel like they want to change, as soon as everything goes direct again and stuff starts moving forward a little more and things get harder, because they are going to get harder in the collective, a lot of those people are going to instantly revert back to whoever they were prior. Okay, so make sure that you're listening to your intuition and you are protecting yourself from this. If you see this new offer come in, if you see somebody coming in saying, hey, I want to try harder, I want to do something different, okay? Just keep that in mind today. This could also be new beginnings based on having those boundaries, or someone hurting you and you standing up for yourself too as well. Just keep that in mind too. Clarifiers for justice. We have Ace of Swords and one more. Remember, we're avoiding the justice. We're avoiding the karma. Let the universe do its own karma. You don't need to be a karma right now, because the universe is definitely on something today with this connection to the North Node. And Queen of Wands. Okay. Why are we avoiding justice? Why are we avoiding being karma? Because there's clarity, right? Like, just cutting somebody off and being like, that's your problem, right? It doesn't get you the whole story, right? Sometimes you got to let people reveal that truth, right? In order to give you that energy, that spunk, that spark to move forward with something. It kind of goes along with this, right? Where that confirmation that something wasn't right. It's confirmation that you knew that people were lying, people were being sneaky, people were stealing, whatever. You knew that, you were brushed off, and now it's being shown, right? Let it be shown. Don't be just going, playing karma. Let them show it themselves. Karma is doing it for us. We don't need to be the one doing it. Let it happen. That is going to give you that energy and that spark to really trust your intuition and move forward. Bottom of the deck is that Seven of Wands. So there is making sure that you've got those boundaries and you're protecting yourself under this energy, because a lot of folks are going to start getting caught, and then they're going to double down, and then they're going to get caught some more, and it's just going to be a cycle. There's going to be a lot of anger with Neptune in Aries. And that anger is going to come from people that are being sneaky, manipulative, thinking that they have some type of divine right to do certain horrible things. Okay, so make sure that you're protecting yourself against that energy for sure.